Good evening, everyone. I'm Carrie. This is Student Loan Chit-Chat. All right, now we're pushing the 9 o'clock hour on this Thursday evening, which was Carnival Day today at school, our Carnival fundraiser. And I can honestly tell you it's one of the most fun days, at least for me, as being a teacher, because we get to just hang out with our kids and have fun. It's so nice. Anyways, I also am having a major allergy attack. I think my nose looks a little bit puffy. So if I feel another allergy, sneezer attack going on, I'm going to have to pause and all of that stuff because, well, it's allergy season. And even though I do all I can not to have allergy attacks, they do happen. And I had the joy of allergy attacks all day today. So if I sound a little bit stuffy, I certainly apologize. Not much I can do about it. And we must bring the content you have come to know, love, and trust since September, October, November, December, January. 5 months now. 5 months. All right. Let's take a look at what we got going on this evening. My son is a bum and about to lose his house because, I like to bring you that quality content that makes your life look and feel a little better, right? This could be your kid, okay? So this ran 7 hours ago on the Dave Ramsey Show. Let's take this all the way down and find out just what's going on. Everybody got their tea? Oh, by the way, if you are new to this channel, welcome. We just pretty much kick back and discuss Dave Ramsey debt stories. Sometimes I step outside of Dave Ramsey and do other stories like Frontline PBS, not too often. But really, our love here is Dave Ramsey. So welcome. I hope you'll join our bedtime chit-chat club. And for those of you who are returning, of course, you are family. So grab your tea. Let's hit it, folks.
Brought to you by the EveryDollar app. Start budgeting for free today. Ann is with us in New Orleans. Hi, Ann. How are you?
Hello, Ann.
Hello, I'm fine. Thank you so much for taking my call.
Our honor. How can we help?
Okay, my question is, my husband and I, my ex-husband and I, were a co-signer on my son's condo.
Right there, people. Right there. We could probably even call it a night. Let's see what happens here. Of course, we're going to use my son as a bum and about to lose his house. So let me guess. Probably when they were a married couple, I'm going to assume, they signed off on the son's condo. But I'm willing to bet that they signed off on the son's condo already knowing the son was a BUM, a bum. The son, by shock and awe, has not made the payments on the condo. And now they're left in shock and awe going, oh my goodness, what did we do wrong? And now what I'm willing to bet is he's not making payments, or if he is making payments, he's making partial payments. But either way, the payments aren't being made. And now the condo's probably at risk of foreclosure. And the parents are trying to figure out where they went wrong, and where they went wrong was co-signing a loan for a bum of a kid. Have I got this? Have I got this? And this is why we say, don't co-sign. And if you're going to co-sign, and you've heard me say, you should only co-sign for your kids. And you have also heard me say, if you're going to co-sign for a child, okay, you need to do it very judiciously. Don't just co-sign for any kid. Don't just co-sign for them because, the blood runs in the family or the adoption runs in the family. I'm adopted, okay? You should be very, very selective. I am telling you, this is most likely the story. Let's find out.
Back in 2004. And
this is in 2004 and they're having problems?
since that time, my son is unable to pay his mortgage because
20 years? This is 20 years? This just ran 7 hours ago. This is okay, everybody stop. Where were you in 2004? Let's all think about it. Now, where is I after screaming Y2K, and thinking all the computer systems were going to shut down? See, I have students that weren't even born yet, so that takes care. Oh my God, my students that I teach weren't even born yet. I was living in Oregon trying to find myself, because that's where I'm from, Portland, Eugene. Oh my gosh. Anybody remember they were at 2004?
he's unemployed. He lost his job. And
Since
he's been unemployed
2004?
since April.
Dave, thank you. Yeah. Are we still rolling on that 2004? And I'm also willing to bet the parents are enablers. You know how we know they're enablers? Because this has been going on since 2004.
No. He purchased the condo in 2004.
Okay.
This past April, he lost his job, and he's been unable to pay the mortgage.
How many times did you pay it since
How long have they had a mortgage on this condo? It is a condo.
2004?
Oh, it's happened before, about 10 years ago. He ran into trouble paying his mortgage.
Is he in trouble with the law?
And he was able to do a forbearance. And, of course, I assisted financially at that time.
You know what, people? There are times when I just can't feel sorry for those who help those who will not help themselves. You just can't. It's like, how many kick me signs do you want to wear? And then you want us to feel sorry for you because somebody keeps kicking you even though you voluntarily wear the kick me sign. He's a mama's boy. He's a mama's boy who's got everything he's always wanted because mama has paid for it. And even though they may be divorced, daddy's probably kicked in too. But I'm willing to bet since they've been divorced, I'm willing to bet mother's kicked in even more. Something just tells me that. I could be wrong. He is a mama's boy. This is a grown man. God knows how old he is. Okay? Jeez.
And you keep using the word unable. Is he unable or is he unwilling?
Yeah, why do you not have a job?
One of my
since
best friends in the
April?
world's a paraplegic. He is unable.
No.
I lived above a paraplegic when I was in Oregon, and he was para is 4, quadra is 4, para is 2. He was a paraplegic, and he freaking taught at the community college. Yeah, okay, and he couldn't. His legs didn't work. I stand corrected. Yeah, because he had to use a pin. I think he might have been close to a quadriplegic. Quad is 4, quadriplegic, close to it. But the medical transportation or the transportation took him to the local community college, and he taught a class twice a week. Then he'd come back home. He'd be driven back home. And then I'd get calls sometimes at 1 o'clock in the morning, say, Carrie, you're making a lot of noise upstairs. Could you please rearrange your furniture at a different time? And I'd be like, oh, yes, I'm so sorry. Okay. You want to, I was absolutely impressed by this guy.
No. He's physically capable.
Okay.
Well, I'm glad she says that with a lot of confidence. He is physically capable, which means you as the mother are choosing to baby him.
He has not found a job since April. He says he's looking.
One of the hottest.
He can't find a job.
One of the hottest hiring markets in human history.
They are hiring everywhere. Everywhere. No, it probably may not be the pay you want, but people are hiring. He's a mama's boy, and she's afraid to let him go. I'm telling you, she's afraid to let him go, so she supports him in every way possible. And I'm also willing to suspect, like I said earlier, Dad's probably stopped supporting him at this point. So just my gut hunch.
He's chosen not to work.
I guess so.
Okay, let's use.
Do you remember yesterday's story? Now, for those who don't know, you can watch this in the description box. There's a link to this video without all the yammering, okay? Remember the story that we did yesterday, and I said to you at what point, because the woman's husband, they filed their taxes separately, married but filing separately. She filed her taxes every year. He did not file his taxes for the last 5-6 years, and he owes $100,000 to the IRS as of a year ago. Yes, $100,000. Okay, I will link it at the end of this video here so you can find it easily. But in the video, I said, is there a point, which I believe there is, where we can no longer claim that we are victim to the things that happen around us? And I don't care if it's personal relationships, I don't care if it's a job, I don't care if it's money, but does there come a point where we have to take responsibility for our actions and say we know? We know when we're not with the right person. We know when we're in the wrong job. We know when, we are misspending our money. In other words, there comes a point where we can't claim that we're naive, where we can't claim that we just don't know. And if we choose to continue with the actions that don't feel good to us, even though we know what's going on, then are we not at fault? Ourselves. In other words, we can't play victim our whole life. Oh my goodness, I didn't know that wasn't the right person for me. Oh my goodness, I didn't know that was the wrong job. Oh my goodness, I didn't know I was spending money wrong. Oh gee, I didn't realize my spouse was misspending money. In other words, once we are made aware of something, we can't claim that we don't know. Now, the catch with that may be, well, what happens if we don't want to be made aware? Okay? But the problem is we're still made aware of it, even if we choose to live in denial. Living in denial does not mean we're not aware. Think about that, okay? It just simply means we've chosen to ignore it and to act as though it doesn't exist. But there comes a point where this mother can't just simply say, I don't know if she'll say it, but just, a hunch, acting shocked that her son has just done this. I mean, he doesn't have a job. He won't pay the mortgage or whatever. He hardly looks for a job. At what point was she aware of this? Probably shortly after she gave birth to him. But that's the reason we stop feeling sorry for people, because there comes a point when you know the situation. Right? There comes a point when you know. And whether you choose to stay, go, help, whatever, that's up to you. But you can't say you didn't know.
I just want to call a spade because it helps us make decisions, right?
Yeah. Now,
Yeah, understand.
you're still on the mortgage.
Yes. My ex-husband and I are co-signers, so we're responsible for paying the note if he does not.
Mm-hmm.
Was she really expecting this son of hers to pay the note, to pay the mortgage? Can her heart of hearts get down on one knee, look up at the sky and go, I really thought he was going to pay this. I'm in absolute shock. He didn't pay. Really?
And he's not been paying it.
Yes. So I have been paying it since April.
Oh.
My ex-husband made about 3 of the mortgage payments. So now I want to know what would be the best avenue for me to convince my son to sell it, let it go for foreclosure, and I told him, or else you get a job and you pick up the payment.
This is stupid. Maybe it's just me getting older, but damn, this is stupid. A mother having to tell her grown-ass son, having to talk to him like he's 12 years old. That's what you tell a 12, 13-year-old. That's what I tell my middle school students. Okay? These are the choices you can have. These are the consequences of those decisions you can make. Let me lay it all out for you. They're 13 years old, 14. Okay? Understandable. Okay? I'm sure that's what their parents do. These are the choices you have. These will be the consequences. Okay? But to be a grown man and having your mother lay that out. And what an insult to her as a mother that she should even have to do this. But part of me goes, she's nurtured it though. This is why I don't see her as a victim. Okay? She's nurtured this in him. There is no way I can tell you in God's green earth, okay? First off, my parents would never sign off on a condo with me because they're not going to put themselves in that type of fiscal liability. And also, they just simply expect their kids to do what? Do better. Doesn't matter how you get there. Just do better. That's what they expect. That's from all of my parents. Past and present. She's humiliating herself as a mother, in my opinion. She's lowering her position. This is just the way I see it. There's no way my parents would ever do that. They would never co-sign on a condo, and then if I didn't pay, have to talk to me like I'm 12, 13, 14 years old. But she's nurtured this, and she's nurtured it for, I suspect, most of his life, and so has his dad. But I'm willing to bet, like I said earlier, she takes the heavier hand towards the nurturing because that's her baby boy. But at some point, he gets really unattractive, and this is that point. Do we even know how old he is?
But I don't want it to go to foreclosure because I don't want it to affect my credit. My credit rating is 820.
She's 8 points above my credit rating. I have 812, and she's the mother. She knows she has a bum of a son. She knew this when she signed it. Guys, this is nothing that the mother did not know. This is nothing that the parents did not know. And now she's acting like she's in shock. Am I on track so far? Am I on track what I told you this is about? But I don't want to hurt my credit. Well, then you shouldn't have co-signed for your son, especially if you know he's a loser. I don't know if he's a loser. That's just what the... Oh, I'm sorry. My son is a bum and about to lose his house. Oh, geez. See, look at that. I'm even looking at it wrong. Okay, my apologies. Well, I can say it for him. She might have a loser of a son. But it's my son is a bum and about to lose his house. My contacts get a little dry in the evening, so, sometimes words bounce around on the screen. But now she's going to play victim. She's going to play victim. Does she have the right to play victim at this point? What do you think?
Every time it's paid late, it affects your credit.
Yes, I understand.
Okay, so if you understand and you still chose to sign for him, why are you in shock? I'm telling you, guys, it's like the video yesterday. The woman married now he was a loser, I can tell you that. Her husband, he chose not to pay taxes for 6 years, and then she's in shock. I can't believe the IRS bill is $100,000. Oh, yeah, you can. Sure, it's easy. Around 18, 20,000 a year owed. Sure. That's a piece of cake to add up with that. I don't know what's so difficult.
So I just don't know if there's any options for me.
Is he on the note at all?
Co-signer.
Yeah. Is he on the note?
He's my son is the owner of it.
Oh, Lord. So basically that's the thing. When you sign, I read it once somewhere. I can't remember. I did not come up with this quote, but you sign, you get all the responsibility and none of the reward. That's a quote I read somewhere. I can't remember where, but it's really true. She didn't even put themselves as co-owners, and she knew she had a loser of a son. At least put yourself as co-owner so you have a say. Put in the comments if you think she's a victim in this situation. Me, I don't think she's a victim. But now she's going to try to play victim. And she's probably going to have to kiss that 800 credit score bye-bye, at least for a while.
Yeah, he's on the note. She's
So
the co-signer, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You can't force him to sell it. You can just talk him into selling it. Will he sell it if you tell him to?
I would say no, because a bum like that's not going to want to lose his free room and board. How do you get a son like this? I mean, I'm not a parent, but God dang, how do you wind up with a kid like that?
No, he's dragging his feet about that. He really doesn't.
No kidding.
Well, he's dragging his feet because he knows you're going to pay. For 20 years, you bailed him out.
So that means 20 years old? I don't know how old this kid is.
Yes, I understand that.
And you've probably given him some stern talking tos over the last 20 years.
And every stern talking to is ended with, but we'll help you. We'll pay for it. Don't worry, Mommy and Daddy have got this. And if Daddy doesn't have it, Mommy's got it. This is what you get when you raise a mama's boy.
And then
Yes, I have.
you still paid it. So yeah, he's dragging his feet because you taught him how to.
Thank you. Thank you, Snaps. She bred him, she fed him. This is what she got.
I think you have to sit down and say, I'm not paying this rent. Dave, I'll leave it to you. I mean, it's...
For her to say that, and I would too, she's got to be willing to let that credit score tank. Okay? That's what she's got to be willing to do. And not take him in. In other words, she has to get her head out of the sand, quit being the ostrich and sticking the head in the sand. And she's kind of the knife, kind of a blade on both sides. I mean, she can pay it And then she's just bought him a place, all right, that she doesn't own. Or she could choose to not pay it and tank the credit score. I'd choose not to pay it and tank the credit score. That's what I would choose. But then again, I wouldn't sign something like this for a kid, much less a kid who was lazy and hadn't proved himself. This kid did not prove himself in any way before they signed this over to him. I'm shocked that they just signed the ownership over to him. I mean, I'd at least say, okay, we'll put you on as, a third, and a third. And that's generous. Okay? But to just let you have it? Nah, he's going to live there. She's going to learn a lesson. Okay? And that is, say goodbye to 800. It may drop down to 6.
It's gonna ruin your.
Yeah, you're going to get foreclosed on if he gets foreclosed on.
Yeah.
That's how this works. So
can you afford to buy him out?
Was it that rewarding? Oh my God, that's rewarding the kid. Oh wait, all right. I don't want my foreclosure. My credit score is so important at this point. I wouldn't think the credit score. Unless she has a reason as to why she immediately needs a credit score, I'd let the credit score tank. Absolutely. But what a way to reward your son. What a way to reward your bum loser son. Okay. Hey. Okay. All right. You're not going to pay for it. We'll buy you out. You know what that reminds me of? You hear those renter stories. And the only way the landlord can get the renter out is to buy the renter out and say, okay, fine, I'll give you $2,000 if you'll just leave. This is why I have no interest in being a landlord. None whatsoever.
I could. But I just don't know what my best options are, because if he would sell me the condo, then it's mine.
He sure as hell ain't going to do that. This kid's not dumb. Somebody may be lazy, but it doesn't mean they're dumb. So why would he give the mother the condo that she bought out and now he's out of a place? No, his goal is she's going to pay off the condo because he owns it. And because he's the legal owner, she can't force him to do squat. She can't force him. So now he's got a condo. Free.
Right? For me to do what I want with it.
Exactly. And then you just sell it. Then you sell it.
And then where does he go? Like I said, you breed him, you feed him. This is what she raised. No way in hell would my parents not only not do something like that for us, like I said, they expect us to do a whole lot better. Okay? They don't care how, they don't put timelines on it, all right? But you need to navigate the world yourself. That's just the way my parents are. And I thank them for that. Because I didn't wind up like this kid. This mother has coddled him so much. And now that it's not convenient for her to coddle him, at least it's sounding like that for like I said, this ran 8 hours ago today. Now that it's not convenient for him to be coddled, now she wants the problem to be magically fixed. It doesn't work that way.
And
right,
resell it and get your money back out, and at least that way you didn't lose anything.
That's not gonna that's not gonna happen. This kid's not dumb. He knows how to play his parents because he's been playing them his whole life.
My ex-husband and I were a co-signer on my son's condo.
Did I just lose this? All right, everybody, you know the routine. Put it on hold. I'll be right back. My goodness. Okay, I think we're back pretty close. I just hit the wrong key.
Yeah, you could just say, all right, let's get it appraised. I'm going to buy it from you. And then you put it on the market and sell it. That's what's best for you.
But she's raised a son by her own hand, okay? She's raised a son that does what's best for him because that's how mom and dad raised him to be. So you can't raise him one way and then expect a different result miraculously decades later when he becomes an adult, when that was how you've raised him. Mark my words, they've raised him like this.
That is unbelievably aggravating, and it's not necessarily what's best for him. What's best for him is to experience some pain.
And mother has never allowed him to experience it because that's her son. Mark my words. I know I'm right on this. Mothers have never allowed him to experience pain.
Yes.
but he's not going to in this scenario unless you do. That's the problem with co-signing. You get to experience the pain with him.
And he's going to play
Correct.
chicken with you, and you've got a lot more to lose than he does financially, right?
Yes, I do.
Now, I'm glad, John, I'm really glad you said that, because I have said that before in prior videos. The problem with co-signing, okay, is the person who's doing the co-signing is the one that obviously has the better credit, has the more stable job, and or has the more stable job, has the higher motivation and drive, hence why they're the co-signer. The one who needs help typically has the less job to possibly even no job, may or may not be as motivated, okay, makes less income. So, of course, when there's a problem, the one that has more to lose is the one who co-signed. And the one that needed the co-signer knows this. They ain't stupid. Her son is not dumb. Her son's been playing his parents for forever because his parents allowed it. So her son's got nothing to lose. Matter of fact, her son has everything to gain. A free condo, totally free.
Do.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's
Yes, I do.
what's the
I just
condo worth?
Maybe about 40,000,
Worth?
45. No, I would. Well, he would be lucky if he could get 60 for it.
Oh my God!
Today? Is it 2 shacks and a... Wait a minute. Oh, okay. 60,000 today? Like I said, this was 8 hours ago. I mean, does it come with a toilet? Does it come with plumbing and electricity?
God, what do you owe on it?
30,
Okay.
and he's got 11 more years.
Okay. Go
Okay.
tell him that he can no longer screw up your life with his laziness. He needs to sell you this condo.
See here, but here's the thing. Okay, Mr. Ramsey, in all due respect. We're making it sound like she's a victim. She's not a victim. Not in any way. I do not see her as a victim even a little bit. Okay? We're making it sound like she's a victim. That she's this innocent mother just trying to help her son and he screwed her over like this. And her ex-husband. They're not victims. This was all voluntary. And I will say it over and over and over. We, in my opinion, create most of our life's financial issues. We are the ones who create our financial issues. It is rarely just simply thrown at us, just completely out of our control. It rarely is. I'm convinced of it after listening to more phone calls than I probably ever thought I would listen to in a short period of time. Though I've been following Ramsey for, obviously I've known Ramsey for decades, okay? But who created this? Is she a victim?
Even if you buy it for whatever, have a real estate agent give you an appraisal, buy it for that amount, put it back on the market and resell it, and he needs to move.
He's not going to do it because his mother's not going to ask him to do that. She'll sit and she'll cry and, claim that, her credit's tanking, but nah, she's not going to ask him to do that.
Okay.
Yeah, that protects you. For some reason I thought this was a $600,000 condo. It's a $60,000.
No.
Yeah, just you may lose a couple $1,000 here or there by moving all this gyration around, but you need to get out of this trap you put yourself in, and the trap is co-signing.
Thank you. Yeah, she's not a victim. When you co-sign, you're not a victim. You may be gullible. You might be naive. Been there, done that. Not as co-signer, but in other areas, of course.
You can't
Yeah,
get out of
someone
the
down.
trap. You're either going to be an enabler or you're not going to pay, and then he's going to get foreclosed on, which means you're going to have a foreclosure on you, and then they're going to come around looking for all of you, wanting some money out of y'all because the condo won't bring enough at repo to even cover the old mortgage on it. But it's a piece of crap condo to start with.
Hey, my condo's probably not much more expensive than this. My condo is not a piece of crap condo, though.
And
I'm the one.
Ann,
I'm sorry.
will you forgive yourself for the divorce? Finally.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, see again, playing victim. I helped out my son extra because I feel bad we got divorced. Come on, people. We're all adults here, okay?
You're still
I
trying to
do.
make that right with him? Stop. It's 20 years.
Yes.
Yeah, it's
You're gonna lose. You're gonna lose some money, but you're also gonna lose your relationship with your son. It's not worth it.
I stand by my analysis. This was happening before they ever got divorced.
Yeah, I would buy it from him, have him move out.
So you've just rewarded him for doing nothing. This son's actually pretty smart.
And turn around and put it right back on the market and sell it. And if you lose a little bit that way, that gets you out of this trap. And then you have a standalone relationship with your son that's mother's son that is no longer cosigner. Because cosigner's putting a strain on everything. It's making you do things you don't feel good about.
And it makes you resent your son. Every time that phone rings, you feel your chest tighten up because what's he going to ask? Like it's altered your relationship.
What's he going to ask for now? Yeah, this time. Because you're aggravated with him like we are for being lazy, not working since April. Mike.
He was lazy, folks, before April. This is his MO. Is that his method of operating? This is what her son was before the co-signing. This is what her son life was before April. Okay? You don't just go from being motivated to, nope, not doing anything. And he's an adult. Parents get divorced. It happens.
God, how much does it take to pay the condo note on $30,000? I mean, you can do
Deliver some pizzas.
Uber one day a month and pull this off. This is about the laziest human I've run into.
See, but that's the issue I'm having is Dave still makes it sound like it happened just in April. No, he's been like this his whole freaking life because his mother has babied him his whole life. The divorce just may have accentuated it, okay? But he was already that type of person. She was already that type of mommy.
That's pretty rough.
I mean, really.
Yeah.
All right, folks, we are going to cut this down. We are at the half-hour mark. I need to go tend to my allergies. Oh, my goodness. You know, the one thing I will tell you about being a teacher is when I get to call parents and just, say how much I absolutely love their kids. That's one of the best things. Had a conversation with a parent today and just said, I said, we just absolutely love your child. But it's how you raise him. And the way he is, he was raised to be this way. All right? If he was really motivated, him losing a job in April, he'd be out slinging pizzas, doing whatever it took. Instead, he's lying on the couch in his mom's condo in his condo that he convinced his parents to co-sign. And why they co-signed it, whether it's out of guilt, it doesn't matter. One thing I've learned about money is you best make money decisions based on your financials and not based on the emotional aspect of things. Something to think about. Okay, people. I'm Carrie. This is Student Loan Chit-Chat. Thank you so much for joining me for Bedtime Chit-Chat Story Time. I hope you will consider subscribing. And people, I expect I should be on deck tomorrow. If I'm ever not on deck on Saturdays because something so exciting came up that I just had to do it. All right. But otherwise, I assume I will be here tomorrow. And hopefully you will be here to join me. You guys have a beautiful Thursday night. We have Friday off here in Tampa School District. Bye.